Please welcome to the stage Sbu Dantjie.
Thank you very much, and a good afternoon it is, right? Afternoon, everyone. So what I'm going to be talking to us about is just, over the last 2 days, 2 days essentially of the conference, we've really just learned a lot in terms of, we've gained some insights, and there were a lot of, key takeaways and some key actions, etc. That we've been jotting down. So I literally refined also what I'll be sharing insights on as I engage in the different sessions. And my focus is really around how do you then take those actions, and as you go and implement them, do it in a way that focuses on value creation for your institution, right? And so I'm going to share a framework and just kind of like a way of thinking around how you do that. And so I always like to start with just imagining what the higher education landscape, would potentially look like 10, 20, 30 years from now. What would it look like, but also more importantly, how would a higher ed institution not just survive, but also thrive in this future? So we know that the future of higher education is being shaped by a number of pressures and trends, and I think a lot of this was discussed also and explored in the last 2 days of the conference. From the financial and sustainability pressures to the intensifying global competition, where we are seeing institutions no longer just competing within the national borders, but now playing on a more global scale, to technology disruption, where it's impacting not only how we operate as an institution, but also how you engage your students. And then, of course, the evolving student experience, right, which is really around today's students really demanding more flexibility, personalized learning, etc. Now, I just mentioned a few, but there is a lot that is happening that is shaping the industry and where the industry is going. Now, as we wrap up the conference and reflect on the past few days, like I said, we've noted down a couple of insights. We've identified some actions that we want to implement, and we've considered some next steps that are specific for our different institutions in ensuring that we are ready for this future. So whether it's new initiatives, it's programs, or even strategic overhauls, the key question is really how do we ensure these actions create comprehensive value for our institutions? And that's really the focus, right? And to answer this, the answer lies in a holistic approach of how you want to go about this, right? And it's an approach that spans across the different areas of our institutions. Not only finance, but also, value creation around academic excellence, around student experience, around innovation, etc. So what we're looking at here, which is the framework that I'd like to talk through, and I'm going to walk through the different 6 components that make the framework, and I'm hoping this just helps you shape also how you think about executing some of your actions. So let's start with the financial component of the 360 value framework. I think we can all appreciate that the financial health of any institution is its backbone, right? And without that long-term financial sustainability, none of the other dimensions that we will walk through just now can really thrive. So this component of the framework really focuses on ensuring financial resilience by driving efficiencies and exploring new revenue streams. And here we're talking about traditional revenues, and I think in the opening session, it was mentioned what those are. So your student fees, your state funding, etc. But additionally, you also want to think about some of your non-core revenue, right? And this is really important for financial sustainability, right? A key part of this is obviously the basic, which is around your OPEX and CAPEX. So these continue to be important, just ensuring that your investment are ensuring or are providing real long-term value, but similarly your spend is also optimized to get the most out of each rand that you spend. So by focusing essentially on both efficiency as well as revenue diversification, you can ensure that your institution is financially resilient, allowing you to invest in the areas that matter most. So that's the financial component. The next bit of how you want to think about some of the actions that you want to take forward, just think about value creation around academic excellence. So this is about producing that long-term value that aligns with the institution's mission and vision, right? So we're talking about the research subcomponent that sits in there, and that's really creating that environment that fosters the innovative research rather, supports that interdisciplinary collaboration that contributes to solving real-world problems. Secondly, it's around teaching and learning, and this is really looking at meeting the demands of today's students and the future workforce, right? And it also talks about just leveraging some of the new technologies. We speak of AI, we speak of personalized learning platforms. So it's really just focusing on teaching innovation as critical, right, in remaining relevant. What is the third component that is important to think about in terms of your portfolio of work as you execute against your strategy? Experience, right? And experience is really, so if you think beyond academic excellence, beyond financial health, experience becomes really crucial, right? So we also need to think about how the institution provides this experience to the various stakeholders. This is students, this is staff, this is alumni, and the partners that collaborate with the institutions. The fourth component is sustainability. So when you look at your strategy and you look at the different portfolio of projects and initiatives that you're executing against, how are you creating value around this sustainability lever? And this is not just about being environmentally conscious. It's also about creating an institution that is adaptable, that is resilient, that is prepared for the future. And so sustainability spans multiple dimensions, right? Including financial, but also environmental stewardship, social responsibility, and governance structures to ensure an institution's long-term impact. And this includes looking, like I said, to the environment, but also social sustainability. And there's a governance component to that looks at the long-term sustainability. That includes, how you implement transparent, ethical decision-making processes, managing resources effectively, and ensuring accountability at all levels of the institution. The next component that you want to think about when you look at how you want to execute against some of the key actions that we've taken in the last 2 or so days is really around inclusion and diversity. How do you create value in this dimension here? Now, this is about creating an inclusive and diverse environment, which is fundamental to the success and innovation of any institution. And this is really where you want to unlock the potential, for new ideas, for greater collaboration, for long-term social impact. What is included in here is looking at the team component, which is really around building diverse teams and bringing together people from different backgrounds, perspectives, experiences, to create that richer, more innovative environment where ideas can flourish. But it's also around design. So speaking to inclusion being part of the institution's overall design. So how are our policies, our curricular systems, how is that all structured, right? And then obviously student diversity, which goes beyond just getting students on board, but also just supporting students from a variety of backgrounds throughout their academic journey. The last component that I'd like us to think about as we go and execute against some of our actions is really around how do we then create value around talent and culture. And this is important, right? It's a combination of talent. So the combination of talent and a strong values-driven culture is really key, just in terms of achieving strategic goals and fostering that long-term sustainability. We're talking talent, we're talking culture that directly influences how an institution performs, innovates, and adapts to new challenges. What sits in here is what you want to think about around performance, right? So this speaks to setting clear performance metrics, outcomes, fostering an environment where excellence is recognized, as well as where continuous improvement is also encouraged. Second subcomponent to that is culture, which is very crucial, right? And as I'm sure we can all appreciate, you can have a strategy, you can have all your different projects and initiatives that you execute. If you do not think about culture, that's going to be the downfall, right? So culture becomes important. This is what shapes the daily experience of the staff. This is what shapes the daily experience of the students. So it's really that strong and positive culture that you want to promote, that then promotes as a result a sense of belonging and commitment, which is essential for retaining not only top talent, but also engaging students. The last bit of that is around development, which is really around investing in the professional development of your people. Now, by integrating all these 6 components, financial sustainability, academic excellence, transformative experiences, talent and culture, inclusion and diversity, as well as sustainability, you are then able to take your portfolio of work, you are able to take your key actions that we've learned in the last 2 days and really create the 360 value system to say, I don't want a portfolio that is heavily running on just my financial component. I really want a balanced portfolio of work. And that's what really the 360 concept is really talking to. And that is me. I thank you very much.